Runbeck for the post office.
Okay.
That's what I think it is.
Now, when we begin to start mailing ballots direct, the same pattern or work process remains the same.
Well, we will mail every day. We'll put ballots in the mail every day.
But
and
in
we'll
ballot tracks, it'll have that mailing date, right?
No, ballot tracks isn't connected to Fulton County.
Okay.
We can track it through Bluecrest to the voter, and that is which is something I need to verify with the strategy office today to see if they're supposed to be able to take that Bluecrest file and put it somewhere on our website. But once Runbeck stops mailing on the 16th, then ballot tracks will cover all of those ballots, but it's not going to cover the ballots from us.
Okay.
And I mean, it would have been a lot nicer had the state rolled this out to all the counties so that everybody could have used this through the whole election, because now right in the middle, ballot tracks doesn't count the ballots from the counties.
Okay,
Well, you're right. That would have made it seamless.
Yes.
God,
And I can go through on Thursday, I can go through all this in detail.
okay. Okay.
Where's
Mary Carol?
So busy. She's getting on. It is so busy right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're good.
I think I have 120 unread emails right now. So if I don't get back,
I know.
get back to you right away. Just
Hey, Rick.
Not worried about
I
it.
tried calling you.
Excuse me, Rick. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Quick
Morning.
question. You guys still gonna put that ballot information in ElectionNet? Because the Secretary of State's gonna pull from that, so that information is still gonna be updated timely, correct?
The MVP.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we put in something into ElectionNet, then it updates in MVP. But I think that is an overnight process. I don't know if it posts live onto MVP.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
So it has to update. I think I remember that being.
And I
an
think they
issue
might update
before.
that file daily or nightly.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. If you are all ready, I
Yep.
think that they are ready for me. I'm calling this meeting to order. It is a special called meeting of the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections. I'm Mary Carol Cooney, chairperson, and I'm joined this morning by my colleagues Vernetta Keith Newridden, Mark Wingate, Aaron Johnson, and Dr. Kathleen Ruth. I have several announcements, first of which is that this teleconference meeting is authorized pursuant to section 50-14-1G of the official code of Georgia because of the public health state of emergency declared by Governor Kemp on March 14th, 2020, and renewed most recently on September 30th, which affects public meetings within state and local government buildings due to COVID-19, and because means have been afforded for the public to have simultaneous access to this conference. Item number 2, if we have members of the public wishing to be heard about the Dominion software patch, we will hear anyone who wishes to speak during public comments, but this meeting has been called for one purpose. There may be an additional purpose added, but we are going to have a regular meeting in 2 days, that is Thursday. And so this one will be focused on those other matters. The third thing is to remind my colleagues that when we do go into executive session, we will leave this meeting and then you will find a Zoom invitation that was sent to you at approximately 9:38. And when you come back with this particular invitation, which I think you're all used to now. Okay, having said all of that, let us move to our agenda, which should be in front of all of you. And I understand that there may be an amendment to this agenda. Mr. Johnson?
Yes, I would like to have a discussion on early voting locations.
All right,
I move that we add an item for early voting location.
correct.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we add an early voting item, and I will exert some privilege and say, let's do that after our executive session.
Okay, perfectly fine.
All in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Kathleen, okay. And me too. All opposed, the ayes have it. And now let's vote on the approval of the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. And raise your
Aye.
hand.
Aye.
Aye. And all, Mark, use
Yeah.
what? Yes. All opposed, the ayes have it. That takes care of setting our agenda. Item number 2 is communications and responses from the public. Ms. Bodison, do we have any members of the public who have stated that they wish to be heard?
Yes, Madam Chair.
All right, who is the first one?
Ms. Nakamura.
Ms. Eileen Nakamura, good morning.
This says S. Nakamura.
Oh, S. Nakamura, okay,
I'm not sure if it's Miss Eileen Nakamura.
okay. Mr. or Ms. Nakamura?
Can you hear me?
Not very well.
Let me see.
Better, getting better?
Okay, is that any better?
Much better.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, it is Eileen Nakamura. I'm not sure how that became that. Good morning, I'm Eileen Nakamura, Fulton County voter and volunteer for Coalition for Good Governance. I hope you've had the chance to read the letter I and others have sent to you in regards to the software change that was made in the ballot marking devices. Let's be clear, the Secretary of State's office is telling counties that it's just a de minimis change and that there's nothing to be concerned about. As election officials, I'm sure your stance is that the state would never instruct you to do anything that is against state or federal law. Why would they? I only have 2 minutes, so I'm going to put it as plainly as I can. This software change, which by nature requires the complete deletion and entirely new upload of the application that runs the BMDs, is not EAC certified. And as soon as this software is uploaded, Fulton County is no longer using EAC approved equipment. How does the state explain this? They proudly say that they helped legislators write a loophole into Georgia code so that once they purchase EAC certified equipment, they can make whatever changes they want without EAC approval. Let me repeat that again. As long as the equipment was purchased with EAC approval, any subsequent changes do not have to be approved. And the required testing for such a huge software change has not even been done. I cannot stress enough how dire this situation is. In fact, the Fulton County technicians who were supposed to upload this software was so disturbed by this quick change and the untested nature of it that they refused to upload the information. They asked Dominion people to do that. As one election expert explains it, this is akin to changing the avionics of an airplane as it's taking off. You don't have to take my word for any of this. Please read the transcript from Judge Totenberg's court a week ago when this de minimis software change was discussed for over 2 hours. The state is not following the law. The stakes are high, and by using these uncertified BMDs, you will be inviting post-election lawsuits by losing candidates, which they already had every reason to bring for ballot secrecy violations. Georgia case law's remedy for such violations is to void the election. Please do your duty and ensure that our elections are legal and sound by shelving the BMDs in November. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nakamura. Ms. Bodison, do we have any other member of the public who wishes to be heard?
Scotty Crow.
Mr. Crow.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yes.
Wonderful. So first, I just want to thank everybody for your willingness to take on such a key and critical, scrutinized and powerful role in upholding our democracy as an election official. And Director Barron, I just want to say thanks for your transparency and persistence in trying to improve upon the situation that we experienced here back in June. My name is Scotty Crow. I'm a resident of Fulton County. I was born and raised in Georgia. And I'm here as a member of Showing Up for Racial Justice's Election Defenders Initiative. As all of you know, there's so much misinformation circulating about this year's presidential election, and there's no shortage of barriers for folks to vote, many of which we've experienced and seen firsthand. And as we focus on what we can do locally, I think it's really important to state the really obvious, that there's a light being shined not only on our state, but our county, because of the importance of Georgia's role in the national landscape, including, but not limited to, of course, the outcome of the presidential election, the US Senate majority, but really civil rights and the issue of voter suppression at large. And so based on how the election is run here, I think we will be an example for the rest of the country. So in concert with your efforts to increase access and efficiency for all voters in Fulton County, I'm here today to ask you to join other election officials across the country to publicly declare your pledge to count all eligible votes and make the voting process as transparent and fair as possible. While this should be inherent in your role, of course, there is a distrust and a lack of confidence in the system shared by Georgians across the state. And we just want to make sure that people know that they should feel encouraged to vote and that you will play your role in defending their voter rights. As my role as an election defender, I also want to pledge publicly to support you in this role and stop any possible harassment from people wanting to interfere in the election and counting of votes. We're concerned about intimidation at polling places, both to dissuade voters and poll workers from fully participating in the election. And I think it's a real fear and concern. And so we want to support you and everyone involved in the election process in order to have an election that has integrity and includes the entire voter base of Georgia. Director Barron, your accountability is essential in this process, and I'm here to ask that each of you agree to a date and time to publicly declare and speak on your commitment to a transparent and fair election. I'm happy to follow up and or meet with your offices to share our pledge and make arrangements for a statement that could be delivered at a public rally, be it safely distanced or streamed from your home or office like you are now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Crow. Ms. Bodison, anyone else?
No, Madam Chair.
All right. Thank you very much. That concludes item 2 of our agenda. And having concluded that, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing litigation and pending administrative action.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we go into executive session at this time. As you know, we take a roll call vote for this. All in favor, Ms. Cooney, aye. Ms. Newridan?
Aye.
Mr. Wingate?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Dr. Ruth?
Aye.
That is unanimous, and everybody is clear on the process for getting into it. See you in 1 minute. Oh, and for those watching us, we will return into regular session after the executive session. But I need to tell you that I really do not expect that we are going to take up anything else. Thank you all very much.
Oh, Madam Chair, you will take up another item, the amended item.
Oh, we do have it. All right, there will be. Oops. Oops. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Great
ma'am.
job again. We will take up that amendment to our agenda of an early voting location. Thank you. And now I'm going to leave. See you in a minute.
I'm going to keep watching this.
I think I'm in the right place.
No, ma'am.
No?
No.
You're supposed to help me. Okay, hang on.
Oh.
Oh. Mark and Aaron? No.
Yes,
Am I in the right place? Are you in the right place?
I think we're in the right place.
I hear you and see you, so that must be the
So
correct.
it must be, and the two of us are here, so it must be.
Dr. Ruth is here as well.
Okay, mine says, my invitation says executive session. I always screw that up, but.
Yeah, it threw me too, Mary Carol. I almost exited out of this. So.
Right, okay. Well, here we are and we're a quorum, so.
You're in the right
we
place.
can do it. And we
Well, I
have
just
Rick
heard.
with us and we have Mariska.
Yes.
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 Okay. Okay. Now we have Aaron, Mary Carol, Mark, and Kathleen and Vernetta. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I will entertain a motion to resume our, to leave our executive session and resume our regular session. Will someone make that motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we leave our executive session, resume our regular session. Any discussion? All in favor, do it by roll call. Mary Carol Cooney, yay. Vernetta Newridan,
Aye.
yes. Mark Wingate,
Yes.
Aaron Johnson,
Yes.
Kathleen Ruth.
Yes.
Got it. And we are back in in regular session. I will entertain a motion. And if you can do the motion, you're welcome, but otherwise I will state it. Authorizing the chairperson to sign a consent order with the State Elections Board in substantially the form presented to us on October the 2nd and discussed this morning, but authorizing our outside counsel to make whatever adjustments they feel is necessary to fulfill the intentions we've stated. Will someone make that motion?
So moved.
All right, I see Mr. Johnson made it and that Mr. Wingate seconded it.
Fine.
And any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And raise your hand, raise your hand. Ms. Bodison has reminded me again. Got it? Any opposition? The ayes have it. All right. So we have dealt with that, and that brings us to the last item on our agenda, which is early voting locations. Mr. Johnson, you have requested this, so let me ask you to bring it forward.
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Chair. One of the issues that was discovered when it came to a meeting with some of the mayors from across the county is that there's a significant portion of the county that is, I don't want to say cut off, but I will definitely say there's a significant portion of the county that doesn't have access to early voting. Well, doesn't have an early voting location, I should say. And there was a meeting of the mayors, and I've been contacted by at least with the commissioners from the county and mayors from across South Fulton as to see how can we remedy that problem by adding a polling location at the Palmetto Library that would cover the southwest portion of the county. If you look at it, Chat Hills, Palmetto, parts of the city of South Fulton on the west side don't have access to an easy early voting location. Also, there has been a discontinuation of MARTA service in the area due to the pandemic. They don't have any, the buses are not running down there. So folks would have to come across or go up to try and get there. It's a lot easier for them to use the library. So I wanted to bring up adding Palmetto Library as a early voting location during the early voting period. And I had made mention to staff about this and to see where they were. I can hear from staff or just go ahead and make a motion.
You know, under wait a minute, under Robert's rules, the way we're supposed to do it, and most entities I know don't, is that you make the motion, and then after you make the motion, you have your discussion.
Okay.
So State your motion, please.
I move to open the Palmetto Library as an early voting location for the November 3rd election.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Now, let's talk about discussion and asking the staff, however, Mr. Johnson, you want to do it.
Okay, I think Rick was about to say something.
Yeah, I spoke with Sharon and IT. If we do this, we will be without any spare laptops, and we will have to recruit staff and try to. Sharon indicated that was going to be a major challenge with 33 locations opening on Monday morning to get, and with all the deliveries and setups going on this week. So there are 5,200 voters in Chat Hills and Palmetto, which are the two communities down there. We have 4 days scheduled with the mobile unit. One, I believe, is October 19th from 8:30 to 6, and then then October 28th, 29th, and 30th from 7 to 7. Those are the days we had scheduled for those locations, or for that location at Palmetto. In the past, it's been by far the slowest site. I think the city that's next closest to those in Hapeville doesn't have a site. They have about 3,500 voters, and College Park has a little over 10,000 voters, and they have the Georgia International Conference Center, of course, is there. Union City's nearby. It has about 18,000 registered voters, and I think there are 2 sites in Union City. It's going to be difficult for the staff to get this done. But it's up to the board, but I am not recommending it.
Well, let me ask you this. What about, you said part of the problem is trying to get laptops and things together for Monday to open up. You said for 33 sites.
Well, no, we've got enough.
Staff.
That if we staff out Palmetto, we won't. That's the last of our. We won't have any spares for the remainder of. If we have laptops that go down, we're tapped out.
I'm sorry. I don't know if it's my computer, but is Rick going in and out?
He's fine with me.
No,
Yeah, it's choppy.
Yeah.
You're choppy. You're right. Vernetta sounds choppy to me right now.
Okay, go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
No, we won't have any spares at that point. We'll have allocated everything we have if we open up Palmetto. I think that's going to be over 290 units out there at that point.
So one of the issues is that the buses, I understand they are supposed to be going around to different places and things of that nature. And you also have, I just think it's an underserved area. What if you did 2 weeks as opposed to the full 3 weeks?
And bring it online in like week 2?
Yes.
I guess if we bring it online in week 2, then we can pull the buses out and try to move them somewhere else. Although that's going to delay getting the bus schedule out.
Well, you could, if you're already have a bus schedule and now you have an additional access to the schedule, you can just have an addendum for that. But
no, I mean, we just have to, we'll have to find places to put the bus, that one bus for 4 days.
I think we can help you with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nadine can get that done. It's just, I think everybody's chomping at the bit for us to release this mobile schedule. So it's up to you guys at this point.
Well, Madam Chair, I'd like to amend my motion to do it, to try to find a balance between the needs of residents and what staff is trying to accomplish. But if we can do 2 weeks at Palmetto, so at least they'll have something in that area, because the whole southwest side of the county has no early voting location. I understand you want to put the buses there, the mobile units there, but it will still only be for 4 days. And I don't want to tie up the mobile voting units when they can, go all types of different places. If we could add more days and you had 6, but I know you can't, that'll be very tough to do. But if you at least open it with enough staff to keep it going, then I think we'll be fine. So if I can amend my motion for 2 weeks for early voting site at Palmetto.
All right. Mr. Johnson, what I am hearing for the record is that your amended motion would have the board direct Mr. Barron to attempt 2 weeks of early voting at Palmetto Library, balancing the needs of residents with what we need to accomplish.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Nuruddin, you seconded the motion, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you consent to that amendment?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Bodison, do you have what I just stated?
Yes, ma'am.
And everybody else understands? I have not taken part yet, so let me say, I do not want to attempt to do anything that we cannot do successfully. And Mr. Barron, with this amended motion, is it your opinion that we would be able to carry it out in a manner satisfactory to all and without causing nervous breakdown to staff?
It'd be easier, yeah. I mean, if we can start at the second week, that would be easier than trying to get that taken care of for Monday.
Okay. Further comments and discussion? All right, we have a motion before us that has been made, amended, properly seconded. All in favor say aye and raise your hands.
Aye.
Aye.
And I see everyone saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. So we've got that. That concludes our agenda. Any further business to come before this board?
One last thing for Thursday's meeting, Rick,
Yes.
if you could, I won't speak for everyone, but I've gotten a lot of questions about this voter intimidation and people showing up at the polls. If you can have a section on that on Thursday for our meeting, we would truly appreciate it.
Okay.
We'll make sure that's part of our agenda.
Mhm. Or in the report. It could just be
For the
in
report,
his
right.
elections report, but something to speak to.
Right.
Okay.
All right. If there is no further business to come before the board, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
And a second.
Thank you.
We've got that.
Thank you.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you all. I appreciate
you.
it. And we'll
All right,
see you
thank you.
Thursday. Bye-bye.
Have a pleasant today.
Thank you.